would be nice to see. Would also be nice to see Gyroscope. I'm just throwing it out there. It's not been banned first time around. Blue team will ban
Gyroscope.
It'll be, oh, come on. Nearly. One day. One day, I have faith we'll see it. It's not going to be...
No, don't even give me hope. Not one day. We're never going to see Gyroscope in the Challenger League. We're never going to. Well, it's either going to get banned out or it's going to lose the 50-50 every single time. Leave
me my hope, okay? That's all I'm asking for. We are going to see Slowdown one more time. I mean, hey, we've seen a lot of it and we'll see it again. HOMYNOTSUN picking that one over to the side of IZI DREAM, seeing what they select. I think this is, maybe they were expecting to pick Slowdown first because they are taking their time over this second pick.
Yeah, we'll see what we go for here, but I feel like it's probably going to be confined to one of the maps that we see over and over again. We're going to see, yeah, Slippy Slides, there we go. I was going to say back and forth or Slippy Slides, and there's back and forth. Well, there you go.
Maybe a bit of freestyle map 4? No, reps for map 4. Okay, that's a change up from IZI DREAM. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah. Interesting. Insanely different, you know. I'm not, well... I would say I'm not more excited than usual about it, but hey, look, at least we're going to get reps in a series.
We are going to get reps in a series. It is going to come through. Freestyle will show up at number 5. If we can see number 5, if we get to that 5th map, the question is, will we get that deep at all? I mean... I don't want to say that we're going to see another 4-0, but I think this is up to IZI DREAM to prove to us in the first couple of maps that they are going to be able to take it to HOMYNOTSUN. They are the only other team, apart from now Exalti, who have suffered a 4-0 in the competition. They'd be at risk of it again here. HOMYNOTSUN have looked good throughout it, only losing to Nualaoch Orcs Nualaoch in week 2. And it's going to be a tough match. If we get all the way to map 7, we're going to see parkour. It's unlikely. It's there in the background waiting. Agility Dash would be map 6 if we get that far. And well, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one starts off. The fact that we are guaranteed reps, the fact that IZI DREAM are willing to kind of risk it a little bit on that one, because it's not a map that a lot of our players do enjoy picking. It's fun. Yeah. It's something different.
I think it's a good pick against HOMYNOTSUN as well, because they haven't been historically too clean on reps so far. In fact, they have not won reps whatsoever. They didn't play it in their first week. That series was over too quickly for that one, but they lost it in their second week, 11-4 to Nualaoch, and they lost it in their third week, 11-8 to Exalti. So, you know, maybe a safe pick, to be honest.
Could be interesting. Enner in particular really had a bit of a struggle. Didn't have a single clean round on reps last week. So, an interesting pick. Maybe having done their homework, IZI DREAM, on that one. But that's in the future. Reps still a few maps away. We are going to kick things off with a familiar side. Slowdown to start us off. And we'll see who comes in prepared on this one. We saw it last round. It was pretty good for the side of Shrine Racing. Exalti not able to keep up.
No, not at all. This is one of the maps where, you know, you have a lead at the start. You're probably going to keep it to the end. If it's more than 2-3 tenths generally, the players behind you aren't going to be able to put enough pressure on you to force you to make a mistake in the identity. So, you know, getting a good start on this one, getting some good outside dirt turns, managing to make your slides work well is really important on this one, more than on any other map, I feel like.
It absolutely is. Here's the ring. Any crashes? No. Everyone will dodge the ring. All the single ladies not going to see the ring this time around, Twiggy. It's very sad indeed. Nobody putting a ring on it.
No, that's a shame. Well, that's fine. You know what? Marriage isn't for everyone. It's all good. That's... You know, I feel like it's outdated at this point.
It's true. Whatever the living arrangements these players want to go with, the answer was not that ring, and they will head into these hills for the first time. Coco does lead from feed right now, and it's going to be maybe a mistake holding on, getting airtime, but there was still a wheel on the ground. No time lost really there for Worker, but overtaken by Enner. A draw to start things off.
Well, that's one way to start off a map. I mean, to be fair, we needed a change of pace from last series. HOMYNOTSUN did manage to hold on for that one. Worker makes a tiny mistake, but a tiny mistake there is a massive mistake here on Slowdown, where, you know, like, that identity is generally very consistent.
It's exactly definitely one of the more consistent identities, and one that does reward safing a little bit more than some of the others do as well, where you do need to throw absolutely everything you have at the wall and hope that it sticks. This is a lead this time for Feed as we head through the middle of the map. Worker will just about stay inside the ring checkpoint this time around, and it is going to be close towards the end. The first round was a very Cat holding hands towards that finish line. Cats sitting very comfortably around a campfire with their friends, and we're getting another one, Twiggy. These players are all looking very consistent so far.
Yeah, everybody is warmed up nicely into this one. It's feeling good for the first map. It's not going to be harking back to the 12-0 that we saw last series for our first map. Feed starts out in first place on this identity. A wide line from Enna allows him to go through those trees with a lot of speed. Feed stays in first place. IZI DREAM trying to push for that one. They may be able to catch up, and it's a little bit of a jump.
It's an ace!
But HOMYNOTSUN get an ace. It's a perfect 400ths between Enna and Coco. And it's just, oh my, I mean, everybody within a 10th there, but brilliantly played from HOMYNOTSUN to keep that lead happening.
That has to be the closest round we have seen yet in the entirety of the Challenger League, maybe in the whole of the World Tour. And I mean, it was moments away from potentially being a draw, and I think it was Worker made a slight error on the final hill, like the tiniest error, literally less than a 10th lost, and it was enough to turn it into an ace for HOMYNOTSUN. They get out to that 3-point lead, and they are out to a lead in this round 3.
Massive for them so far. Maybe that is the momentum boost that they need. Just by a tiny bit they win that round, but whether by an inch or a mile, you cross that finish line first, you win that round. Feed and Enna out ahead now of Worker, who is contesting them. The Coco's dropped back 5/10ths from Feed now, and that's going to be a massive difference as we move forward. You can see IZI DREAM take a more inside line. It gives them less speed through those trees, and Worker flies into the air. Coco bashes into the wall, and HOMYNOTSUN are gifted another ace. 7-1 already.
And so consistent as well. Feed and Enna have been on that 56.9 mark pretty much 2 rounds in a row. And it's put the pressure on IZI DREAM. Under that pressure, IZI DREAM crumble a little bit through the identity, dropping into 3rd and 4th, dropping another ace. And all of a sudden, HOMYNOTSUN, from what has been a very close match, are still 6 points clear, are still sitting with a single ace separating them from a map win.
Yeah, been consistent towards the end. That's all that matters. As long as you can just keep your cool throughout the slowdown identity. You know, look, IZI DREAM have been put under a lot of pressure so far. HOMYNOTSUN have been keeping up with them at the very least, even if they're not in 1st and 2nd place. But IZI DREAM just seem to buckle a little more under the pressure at the end there, which is what it all comes down to as we move forward. But again, Cat's sitting very comfortably around campfire with its friends. Everyone holding hands. Worker just 1/10 back. Maybe we're going to see a round just as close as that last one.
This is a cozy round so far. Enner goes very wide into the first hill. We'll have more speed going through. Goes through the trees along with Worker and Worker for a second round in a row. We'll get a little bit of airtime. It's a touch from Enner as well. We're looking at a 2-1 round as Feed crosses in first place, improving by 2/10ths on the previous round up to a 56.7. And Coco holding on with a very strong time as well.
Well, HOMYNOTSUN leave the door slightly ajar here for IZI DREAM, but it's going to take a lot of aces to bring this one back. In fact, it would take, well, 3 aces in a row, or 2 aces and then a round win to draw things up. Not good prospects.
No, tough. Very tough indeed. Relying on both Feed and Enner making a mistake does not feel like a good bet right now, because they have been sending one player to that finish line in the top 2 every round so far. It's going to take IZI DREAM maybe just pulling out the pace themselves instead, and they have that pace so far. But Feed through the bobsleigh had absolutely more speed than anyone else on the track. Enner nearly puts the car into a sign, but keeps it out as Feed is inside the cars of his opponents at the moment, and maybe inside their heads a little bit as well. IZI DREAM under pressure all match long. It sent Worker into the air. 2 identities in a row. Will he hold on this time? Enner got a little bit of airtime, but not enough to drop all the way back. Is now racing to the line. This might be the ace. They're trying to catch up to Feed. Feed might get first place. Will get first place. And HOMYNOTSUN will take the map.
What a time. 56-7 to close things out, which is, well, 1/10 away from the Challenger record there. HOMYNOTSUN very clean, not giving much of a chance there to IZI DREAM whatsoever. So great first map. Maybe, look, I mean, if we're going to judge things off of the first maps that we've already seen today, it's not as good as the 12-0 that we saw last series, but, you know, a 12-3 is absolutely nothing to scoff at. So, oh, sorry, a 12-3, a 10-3 is nothing to scoff at whatsoever.
Despite the 7-point difference, I do think that IZI DREAM were pretty competitive there, right? I mean, they were getting very close to the times as well. Never mind the points, right? They were a couple of tenths away from getting round wins, from taking aces. They were within striking distance at all points, but it was just HOMYNOTSUN who got it across the line when they needed to, and a couple of clean aces. Really only one round with big mistakes from IZI DREAM, and that was enough to propel HOMYNOTSUN through the middle of that match. and pick up the lead they needed to win. We'll see if the answer is the same, if things work out the same here on the second map. I was saying, I think IZI DREAM were expecting to pick slowdown themselves based on how long it took them to select Slippy Slides here. Yeah. And we'll see if they are as prepared on this one. There's at least an early mistake from Feed. This could be IZI DREAM looking to pick up a round win to take the lead here on map 2.
That's going to help them out massively. It's a big spin out there from Feed, sent in well over 10 seconds behind with a big respawn. And then it actually drops behind by a couple of attempts with a slightly less clean turn. Maybe Coco and Worker, they may not have been expecting to pick up this map for themselves, but they feel pretty confident, and Enna does not get his grip on that turn, falls further back now. A second separates him from his opposition, and it's going to be pretty difficult now to stop an ace happening. If IZI DREAM just keep it clean, and they can do that very nicely. And Enna, again, a little mistake, going a little too far over that reactor booster, sends him another second back. But Coco has, in the meantime, fallen back behind him, and he can contest with Worker here at the end.
It is potentially going to be that 2-1. Worker just needs to hold on, keep it clean, get through that finish line, which should do so. Gets close to getting there. A 1:12.25. Decent time this time around. Enner will hold on for a second place. Coco comes home in third, and IZI DREAM take the lead on Slippy Slides.
Yeah, well, we're warming up here into Slippy Slides. We didn't see a clean first round last series either on this map. But we also saw a new record last series here for the Challenger League. It was a 1:11.2, if I remember correctly.
1:11.3, I think you'll find.
What was it? A 1:11.3.01 or something?
Pretty much, yeah. It was
well,
as close as makes no difference, yeah.
Yeah, basically absolutely no different whatsoever. But yeah, HOMYNOTSUN now, I mean, I think they've been gifted a point there. They will probably feel pretty happy that they didn't give 3 points away to IZI DREAM on that one, so they're given a little extra lease on life here.
Well, no early mistake from Feed this time around, although a little bit of a mistake going through the middle of the track there. Is still very much in contention, though, only losing a couple of tenths from the slight airtime gotten. Coco and Worker looking to catch up with Enner on this turn, on the next turn potentially. Coco is right up there with them alongside Enner and Feed. But Feed has gained back up, and this is a much closer round than the first one. No mistakes so far. Feed goes very, very low indeed. Will exit with a lot of speed if he can get the car under control, and gains back through over the plastic. Everyone will be entering this identity neck and neck. Will anyone slide out on the first turn? So far, doesn't look like it. Yes, there is. There went Worker. Coco and Enner are fighting against Feed, and that was very close to putting the car in the wall from Enner, but holds on. Feed and Enner looking for the ace. It won't quite come off, as Feed is a tenth behind Coco.
Yeah, Feed goes a little too inside and clips the wall at the end there. It may have been an ace if he just managed to keep the car out of that inside line a little longer, but either way, HOMYNOTSUN even things up. They're not going to be unhappy with that round, to say the least. Now IZI DREAM still have their work cut out for them as they move forward. Again, this is their map pick. They may not have wanted to pick it, but at the very least, if you're going to pick this one first, either way, it really doesn't matter if it was if it was intended or not as being your first pick. You're probably pretty confident, so wanting to take this one.
Should be feeling okay about it, but Coco clips a wall, will get a massive slowdown and will drop. You'd imagine about a second behind, 7 tenths it looks like at the moment. And Worker has dropped back from Feed and Enner as well, wobbly on the exit from the water that time around, but the car has not slid out. Feed gets a big slowdown, loses all of his gears as well, and will drop even behind Coco, who comes roaring back into the race.
Coco has kept up this whole time. Enna stays out ahead by a significant margin now, and Feed takes a much further inside line, has less speed up into the plastic, but that doesn't really matter because you have to turn quite sharply anyway, so he gets back that third position. Worker has fallen back almost 2 seconds from Enna now. Coco needs to keep this position and needs to keep Feed at bay to get them a couple of valuable points here. Feed may just overtake here, he has more speed, but Coco's on the inside line. That was incredibly close, came down to 6/100ths there at the end, but Feed can't quite close that gap. It's another round win for HOMYNOTSUN, but not quite getting that ace.
Worker slid out a little bit on that long uphill turn in the middle of the map and was not able to close the distance with no mistakes in front. HOMYNOTSUN, half the points needed to win this map to move to 2-0 in the match. And IZI DREAM, they will want to strike back now. You do not want to be giving a round win to HOMYNOTSUN, letting them get to 7 points and an ace away from victory.
Will start out ahead this time around once again. Everybody's cleaned up their first part of the map here. It's all going to come down to, once again, just how clean you can get. Those final couple turns before the identity, I feel like, have been catching everybody out. It's just a lot of positions have been exchanged there on that little well, the first turn as up the hill, it seems like.
Few mistakes have come through indeed on that turn, and we are going to be heading to it one more time. Who will keep it clean this time around? Feed jumps very, very low on the reactor and exits with a lot of speed. Has to straighten up to go all the way up the hill. Enner is overtaking Coco as well and may catch Worker, but it is going to be towards the identity. It's going to be towards that booster as well, and that means the positions will hold through the first turn at the least. Worker goes quite wide. Enner inside him as well. Coco will go wide, too wide into the crash. I believe I saw Enner maybe even overtaking Feed. Will slide out. Worker slid out as well. It is still all up for grabs. Coco climbing that last jump. I think we're going to see a draw ultimately, as Coco will cross in second, Worker in third, and Feed, with the biggest mistake, will cross in fourth.
Average Slippy Slides identity. That was one of the rounds. That was one of the rounds. IZI DREAM and HOMYNOTSUN both making mistakes at the end there. HOMYNOTSUN stay out ahead just by 1 point though, not convincing whatsoever from either team.
It's a draw. Exactly. These things happen, and it happens off the back of 3 slide outs in the identity as well. Well, okay, technically Worker just hit a sign, but you know, similar results anyway in the end when you do make that crash. It's a big respawn. It takes an awful lot of time off it. Feed gets a little bit more airtime than you want on that left-hand line through the dirt as well, and that allows IZI DREAM to catch back up and Enner to pull away a little bit through the middle of the map.
And it stays out ahead for the time being. Worker and Coco right behind. Nobody has made a mistake so far. Feed has a little more speed and just grabs back that position. Takes a little more penalty dirt though, so slides back behind Worker. Oh my lord, that was close from Worker, taking as wide a line on the dirt there as possible. Coco goes a little lower on the reactor booster, has more speed as he comes on through. Enner goes a little wide, falls back into 4th position, and that's a big gap there from the IZI DREAM players, but Feed stays out ahead for the time being.
Feed holding on at the moment. Worker wide on this one, needs to straighten back up, will do so. Coco has a chance to catch up with Feed here, and Worker might be the player to do it instead. Feed will come roaring back with speed though on the right hand side, holds on for a 1-11-8, and another draw, but HOMYNOTSUN now an ace away.
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't seen any incredible times here on this map, but HOMYNOTSUN have been able to just keep IZI DREAM at bay. It seems like so far every single round they're putting one player right up at the top there. IZI DREAM having a hard time just contesting them for that first position. It seems like they've been more consistent, well, up to the identity at the very least, but they're not quite just managing to put enough players over the line.
Map does hang on a knife edge though still, with only single points separating them. It could fall either way. HOMYNOTSUN, they have the positions they need at the moment for that ace. This would close out the map. This would move them to 2-0, but I mean, look, I don't think we're getting to the end of this without some switch up happening, without something happening to shake up the order. It might be as simple as a little bit of a slow exit on the turn for Enner. Coco regaining second place. All to play for in the back half.
Good turn there from Coco, gained a lot of speed on Enner there, may be able to contest even Feed as he moves up forward. Closes that gap from about 3/10 to about 2/10, but Feed has more speed up into the plastic and regains that lead. Enner right behind Coco now, and just needs to try and overtake to finish off this map in one go. Feed stays out ahead. Coco just trying to keep up at this point, trying to stay ahead of Enner. Enner gets a little more speed on that second to last jump, pulls out ahead. Whoa. Coco's got an inside line, but Enner's got more speed. He takes it by 1/10, and HOMYNOTSUN get an ace to finish out the map.
Just a slightly slow exit by Coco on that second from last bug slide, losing speed to Enner, and that is enough for the ace for HOMYNOTSUN. 2 maps on the bounce. IZI DREAM again, they were competitive, Twiggy. They kept it relatively close. They had cars up there, but in the rounds that matter, when they needed to clutch up, HOMYNOTSUN, as you said, getting the cars across the line more often than not.
Yeah, it did seem just like their identity was cleaner. I think that was the biggest thing there. There were no incredible rounds where players were putting up massively competitive times. All of them were relatively safe in terms of pre-identity play, and then it just, well, I mean, one team was better on that identity, and that was really what made all the difference there.
It was, and we'll go into back and forth. Another map where, hey, like all of them, the identity could make a difference. But this is one of those ones that it feels players have been getting down more cleanly. Significantly less crashes, less mistakes, less errors in general in the identity over the last couple of weeks as players get to grip not crashing that triangle quite as often as they used to.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, I feel like it's a bare minimum that really should be expected of the players at this level. But hey, you know what? It's fine. We can, you know... We can talk all day about how they like to hit that one. Their worker falls down by 2 seconds already here on this first round. Not a good start for Easy Dream, but there's a lot of map to catch back up.
Plenty of time left on this one. The turnaround there, no one to slide out this time around. Nobody hitting that wall over on the right-hand side. Enner trying to chase down Coco. Feed there as well. Worker has made that mistake, is still a long way down. Relying at this point now on a mistake from someone from HOMYNOTSUN, and that is a little bit of a mistake. Feed will be slow entering the identity. It's up to Enner now to try and catch Coco.
Yeah, Anna doing a good job, has more speed throughout that one, obviously makes the turns a little more risky here. A lot of tight lines. Coco has an inside line on this one, but Anna maintains that lead. Comes over that line first. Feed in third, gives them that round win, and they pull out ahead once again.
And HOMYNOTSUN, they do just get those cards across the line. Slightly less errors, less mistakes, and it will get them another round win. It will move them ahead here on map 3. Can they continue to do it? Can they pull on? Will Worker and Coco step up? Because they really need to. This match, it has felt close the entire way through, but it is really starting to slip away. Time is not their friend at the moment, as Easy Dream need to pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, they've just had more difficulty getting to that 10-point line.
Oh,
no, there's an, way too inside from Worker, sends him way back. Coco already 5/10 behind Enna and Feed as well, so they've got all of the ingredients here to get an ace. Can they keep it clean to the end?
I mean, surely. From this point on, Feed and Enner, they're allowed to save here as well. They just need to make sure the turnaround, the entry clean into this identity. Coco is close and has gained as Enner gets a slow turnaround and may get caught by Coco here. Coco has the pace, but Enner will manage to keep the car tight through those corners, keeping it in front. Feed falls off in front, and this is Coco's round to lose now. Around the last turn, he goes across the line in first place. Will Feed have the respawn? It will still cross in front of Worker, and a round draw, and HOMYNOTSUN hold on to their lead.
You can just see how important turning early on that last turn really is for that one. I mean, gaining a 10th there on Enna, managing to take away that first place was absolutely massive for Easy Dream. And it's so important that not only do you get over those or get around those tight turns very cleanly, but also you set yourself up well for that final turn, because that makes all the difference there.
Even with Feed making a big mistake on the identity, leaving the door open, Easy Dream not able to collect the round win, and that has just been the story a little bit too often for them in this match, not able to take the points when offered. You really need to be doing it. Rare mistakes from HOMYNOTSUN need to be picked up on at the moment. There is a little bit of a mistake in this round. It's come from Coco though, and that is too often the story for Easy Dream at the moment. Feed has the lead. Worker trying to catch back up, and Worker will go for a very early entry into that booster and will pick up a lead as a result.
Yeah,
risks it all, and maybe too much speed. Enner goes flying through. Look at the pace on that one. It is still a battle for second place. Can Feed overtake Worker? Enner looking to keep it clean into the line, will do so. Feed versus Worker. Worker holds on to pick up a second place to keep a point for Easy Dream, but HOMYNOTSUN move another point into the distance.
Worker started that identity with so much speed that even with 2 wheel clips, Feed still had less speed than him moving through that one. Insane. I mean, that's what happens when you go so early into that one. Those turns become insanely difficult. But again, it was just really clean from HOMYNOTSUN to take that one. Easy Dream still don't quite manage to hold a candle right now. They're staying close. It's not like their rounds haven't been close, but it's been small mistakes that have kept them back from winning rounds so far.
In general, just the percentage of rounds where HOMYNOTSUN have 2 players keeping it clean is so much higher than Easy Dream. And it really has been what separated the 2 teams in this match so far. This round, everyone clean at the moment, and we'll see how long that actually does remain true. Coco gets close to that wall, but close doesn't mean into it. Feed and Worker battling for first place, back in second and third. Enner and Coco trying to catch back up. Coco having to go for a little bit of a double slide to get into it that time around, and that has cost him a small amount of time on Enner, but he does hold on to his speed. Feed versus Worker, looks like it's going Feed's way up at the front. Enner will get the overtake onto Coco, may be able to catch up to Worker. Catch up to Worker as well. A crash on the finish line gives a round win to HOMYNOTSUN. An ace for HOMYNOTSUN, up to 8 points they go.
Man, players are getting so much better on the triangle. Oh my god. There we go. I mean, it wouldn't be a back and forth series without a triangle bonk, so I'm glad we got it out the way now.
Well, I feel bad for Easy Dream that it did come from one of their players, and they gave up an ace as a result as well, because HOMYNOTSUN, just like map 1, it felt like a lot of the rounds are relatively close, but they have a 5-point lead at the moment. They're looking to close it out again. They are just the team that is making less errors and less egregious ones in situations where they cannot afford them.
Yeah, and once again, Feed and Enna lead from Worker to start things off. They look very confident throughout the whole series, even more so on back and forth, but Worker gets a very, very clean turn there and pulls out ahead of these two players, just needs to keep it through to the end. But so far Worker, well, he's been coming into the identity with maybe a bit too much speed and missing turns, maybe going into it with a little too little speed and just not being able to keep up. This time he once again goes very tight on that opening and gets too much speed for himself to handle, and he falls back behind these two players, but it's very, very close now. Feed and Enna both contesting that one. Feed manages to get the win, and it's a third place for Enna to bring home the map. 3-0 in the series now for HOMYNOTSUN. We're already on series point once again.
What a time as well from both Feed and Worker. 2/10 off the Challenger League record. But when it counts, HOMYNOTSUN clutch up one more time to take out map 3. They are absolutely in the driver's seat now in this series. A reverse sweep necessary for IZI DREAM. They're also on the brink of dropping their second 4-0 of the Challenger League, and things not looking great. But we move to a map that they selected, a map that has not been particularly popular with the players, that we rarely get to see in our first 4, Twiggy. We're on to reps for IZI DREAM.
Yeah, this is a map where hearts have been crushed, where cars have been parked, where dreams have been shattered, which is very apt considering the teams we have in this series. So I'm looking for something a little special here. Obviously, we see so many mistakes here on the identity, or maybe not even mistakes, but the margin for error is so tight that on this one, it's going to be very, very difficult to keep that lead.
It is going to be quite tough. And these players, they are very, very good. So seeing them still make mistakes, hey, speaks to how difficult a lot of these identities are in general to just get cleanly, especially with the pressure they are under at the moment. It's no wonder that we see some errors creep through in general. But for IZI DREAM, it's been too many errors too often, and too often in high pressure, high stakes rounds as well. Rounds that really do shape the outcome of a map, where they have given away aces. I don't know that IZI DREAM, they still haven't found an ace, if I'm right, in this match as well.
No, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're right. They've only ever pulled 1 point ahead of HOMYNOTSUN at any point in these maps. So again, they're just looking for this one. They need to bring out something here, and Enna and Feed are holding hands so far all the way through this one. A little more penalty grass from Worker gives him less speed, but he catches up to Feed and Enna regardless. Enna goes, ooh, a little way too outside, goes back into 4th place, but there's a quick error from Worker. Coco has more speed, may just be able to get through that one. He clips, it's 1,000th that he takes the round with, but it's a draw nonetheless.
1,000th to separate them, and that comes down to Coco clipping. He nearly loses it all on the finish line, but does enough to take a win away. Well played by Coco in that round. IZI DREAM, they hold on to it at the moment, but the close rounds just do not seem to break their way, even when they manage to get it all right. Even when HOMYNOTSUN make the mistake, there is nothing available. There is not an inch to be given to IZI DREAM.
Indeed. Well, I mean, that is an incredibly important 1,000th there. You cannot put it any other way. IZI DREAM managing to get themselves a point out of that round. Pretty good from them now, and they really need to bounce off of that momentum. That is a massive, massive, massive point for them. They just need to stay out ahead on this one, because they've rarely had a point where they've been ahead in this series in any map.
Has been tough for them, and once again Feed is keeping the pressure on them. IZI DREAM will be trying to finally pull ahead. Surely they can do it on this round. I mean, maybe they'll be able to do it, but the problem is this could go any direction still as we head into the identity, with Feed having pulled out just a little bit of a lead. Clean through the first jump, but it's a little bit of a slowdown for Feed. Worker with a crash. Coco takes the lead, heading towards the final jump. This time Coco's clean, and Enna will park the bus on the finish line. Needs to get their Worker is still nowhere to be found. There he goes. IZI DREAM have a lead, and well, it was not particularly clean in the getting of it.
And I tried so hard to get through that one without respawning. It really didn't want to respawn there. Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Sometimes that's how it be. And hey, IZI DREAM have a lead. It's still only 1 point though, and genuinely the amount of work they have to put in to get just the most marginal results in these rounds. The draw in the first round by 1,000. The win in that round because Enner decided to sit in one place for 4 or 5 seconds. It's very, very difficult for IZI DREAM to get anything here. And HOMYNOTSUN, they still feel like at any point they could get an ace. They could just pull back into the lead. It probably won't be this round with Feed making that early touch.
Oh, but I think Worker just had a wheel clip as well. Yeah, he falls back into 4th place, gives back HOMYNOTSUN at those positions, and somehow, well, I mean, Feed is pretty much right back up against these 2 players in 1st place now, closing that gap to 6/10 and gaining on them ever so slightly as they move forward towards the identity. Coco is the one holding up the dreams of IZI DREAM right now. Worker down by 1.3 seconds. Coco takes 1st place. Can he get this one clean? No, this time Coco is the one to make the mistake on the early jump. Every round so far, IZI DREAM have had one player do that. Feed gets first. Enner cruises to the final checkpoint there to take that one, and it's an ace for HOMYNOTSUN to bring it back once again. Wow. One player from IZI DREAM hitting that first jump wrong.
Did I not say it though, Twiggy? Did I not say that HOMYNOTSUN do just feel like they're threatening an ace at kind of any moment in any given round? And there it goes. There is IZI DREAM just making too many errors again at the end of the map. And HOMYNOTSUN, they are there. They're happy to take it. Enner didn't really risk that finish at all. Half committed to jumping up to the riskier fin. Was happy enough to just cruise into the other one anyway. HOMYNOTSUN up 2 points. They have half they need to close this one out in a 4-0 to hand IZI DREAM their second 0-win loss of the map, of the season.
Yeah, this identity is just so brutal. These bars are so thin that, you know,
yeah,
any kind of rotational error that you have, any degree of extra kind of it's just so difficult to be able to get it so precisely. It's incredibly impressive that we see it so often going correctly for these players, to be honest. But so far, once again, it is Coco out ahead. Can he keep it clean this time around? Will an IZI DREAM player not make it through? Once again, it's Coco who falls back, and both players don't make the second jump, and it's an ace again. HOMYNOTSUN do it. What?
Oh, Coco survived the first slowdown. Survived the first slowdown and found a second one on the next jump. IZI DREAM cannot, for the life of them, unfortunately, get a clean run through this identity. And HOMYNOTSUN, they get it clean enough. And clean enough has carried them to an 8-3 lead on what is match point for HOMYNOTSUN now. The team in red looking to give us our second 4-0 of the night. Before week 4, Twiggy, there had been a single 4-0 in the entire league. And we are staring down the barrel of 2-2 matches.
There is a world in which this Playday's games, oh no, there is a world very much in which this Playday's games add up to 17 rounds. There is actually a world in which that happens. Unlikely with our last matchup, but oh man, it could definitely happen. And well, at least Feed has made a mistake to drop him back within the sights of Worker now. It is a 2-horse race, quite literally. Well, 4-horse race, but 2 packs of, you know, you get what I'm saying. Hey, zoology fact, what's a pack of horses called? I don't know.
A herd? I don't know.
Is it? Oh, okay. Anyway, either way.
Listen, I don't know, but either way, this would be, at the very least, a legendary comeback for IZI DREAM. And hey, maybe that's what they're setting up. It needs to start here. They cannot give away another round win to HOMYNOTSUN. Coco is contesting. Enner will crash. Enner will crash, and that means he is a long way back from the line. Coco will get first place. Enner will take third as Feed gets it. Worker crossing the line in fourth. A draw does not favor IZI DREAM at this point.
No, now all HOMYNOTSUN need to do is put a player in second, and they have won it. Oof, man, it's not an easy one to come back from for IZI DREAM. It's felt pretty difficult of a mountain to climb for them this whole series, but this really capitulates that feeling.
It is consistency that wins you matches in the Challenger League, and so far, HOMYNOTSUN, the significantly more consistent team so far this evening. And this could be it. This could be the final round. HOMYNOTSUN to move to 3-1 before they head into a nightmare 3 weeks of matches as well against Schweinheim Racing, Sprout, and Alternate Attacks. This would be a win to bolster the confidence, though. This would be a dominant win over IZI DREAM. Worker and Coco looking to hold it off. An ace is the only thing they are allowed for the next 2 rounds. Feed is the player looking to deny it. Enner in 4th place will maybe overtake his teammate. No mistake through this turn, heading into the loop one last time. And an identity with Worker and Coco in the lead.
More speed from Enner. Catches him right back up, but he goes a little wider there on that turn. Takes a little more penalty grass and stays behind Worker and Coco. They just need to keep it clean here. They haven't done it once so far in this map, but they get that first jump done. They get that second one done, but Worker falls behind, and all Enner needs to do is finish it off. And HOMYNOTSUN take the series. Once again, it's a 4-0, and it's off the back of a completely error-filled reps from IZI DREAM.
Oh, it's tough. I mean, hey, these maps are tough, but they were so close. Twiggy, they were so close to picking up the ace there and prolonging this match.
Heartbreaking.
It is. It's heartbreaking. Hey, we want to see the teams do well. We want to see close matches. And unfortunately tonight, that is 2 sweeps. The players, the teams at the top of the leaderboard at the moment, they are looking very, very strong indeed. And, well, the race for playoffs, the race for that 6th spot as well, is looking to heat up too. I mean, it's going to be tight down at the bottom half of the table.